You absolutely can't go to Japan without going to a convenience store, or konbini. They're at every single corner and the food is amazing and cheap. Now that I don't live in Japan anymore, I have to hand make the sandwiches at home in order to remember the slice of life I once had. So I'm gonna make every sandwich you can get at the konbini, starting from the easiest and working our way up to the hardest. The backbone of every Japanese sandwich, or sando for short, is the bread, called shokupan. It's a sweeter, softer white bread that's iconic for its square shape. And each sando comes decrusted.
That's a lot of bread.
Starting with one of the most popular sandos, to some shokupan I added some Kewpie mayo and stacked it with some vegetable glizzy, ham, and another set of vegan glizzies, and wrapped it up like a present. Next sando is definitely a crowd pleaser. I started by boiling some children of some chickens. In a mixing bowl, I added mayo, butter, pepper, salt, MSG, and some peeled hard-boiled eggs. I forced them to be friends by mashing them all together. Afterwards, I spread the unborn chicks and friends on some bread, making sure I had a nice soft boy in the middle. Next up is a dessert sandwich. In a bowl, I added some cow fluids and sugar and whisked it up until soft peaks. In a separate bowl with room temperature cream cheese, I mixed a little bit of whipped cream in. I added that mixed cream cheese back into the whipped cream and whisked it together to make whipped cream cheese cream. I made a mountain of cream on some bread to rest our strawberries on. Then covered them with cream, the other half of the bread, and wrapped and cut it. The next sando makes the driest thing on earth taste edible. In a bowl, I mixed some chicken breast of the sea, mayo, dashi powder, green onions, pepper, lemon juice, sugar, wasabi, salt, and butter. The mound of vomit went right into the sandwich with some vegan glizzies. Next one, we're gonna learn how to make some egg sleeping bags. In a bowl, I added dinosaur fetuses, water, dashi powder, sugar, salt, and whisked together. I strained the mixture so it became nice and smooth. I lightly oiled the Tamagoyaki pan on medium-low heat and added the whisked eggs until I heard a tiny sizzle. I like to move the eggs around to see how firm it's getting. It should be as thick as honey before you start rolling it up. After it reaches the end of the pan, slide it away like I do with my mental health issues. Just wrap the old in the new, making it roll up bigger and bigger until you have to dump it out and cover it up some more until somebody else has to deal with it. Everything's fine. I'm actually not really sure why this next one is even a sandwich. In a pan, I added some oil, sliced abs of pigs, and some onions. Then I added some noodles and a little bit of water so the steam can break them apart. I added my seasoning packet and I realized I accidentally bought the curry flavor. I didn't want to redo the shoot, just know that this is supposed to look a lot darker. I cut some unborn chicken fetuses into thin slices, and in order to reach the pinnacle of culinary genius, I put all of this creation into 2 slices of bread. This next one is for people who love eating bugs that swim in their own poop. In a bowl, I added egg salad, boiled sea insects, and some steamed baby trees. I mixed it up and put it in between 2 pieces of bread. This next sando continues the series of why is this a sandwich at all? I boiled some potatoes and blanched some julienne carrots. They were boiled until I was able to stab it with minimal resistance. Then I seasoned it with salt, vinegar, and sugar.
Oh, that's too much vinegar.
Afterwards, I added carrots, corn, mayo, and forced them all to be friends by aggressively mashing them together. Then, to truly enhance this culinary masterpiece, I put it all between 2 slices of bread. Now they're getting a little harder. In a pot, add soy sauce, sake, mirin, and the legs of a small dinosaur to marinate for about 30 minutes. On a medium-low heat pan, I browned each side and then added the marinade until the meat was really dead and let the sauce thicken up. Then I added some mayo to some bread, sliced meat, drizzled that sauce over an egg salad, and finished with a piece of lettuce. This is where the suffering begins. In a blender, I added garlic, mayonnaise, grated moldy milk, feet of the sea, lemon juice, the hardest sauce to pronounce in the world, Worcestershire, Dijon mustard, salt, pepper, and drizzled with olive oil as I blended. I thought the sauce was too thin and tried to make it into mayo with fancy chef techniques. But then I failed twice.
Take 3.
And cried for at most 15 minutes, and then I gave up and put everything into a sandwich. At this point, I'm starting to ask myself, does making things more complicated make things actually taste better? I mixed some mayo and Japanese mustard together to make some spicy content. Then I made a sauce by adding ketchup, Worcestershire, red wine, sugar, and brought it up to a boil and reduced it. Then I mixed in a knob of butter until it was thick and shiny. I sliced cabbage and added some salt. I added salt, pepper, MSG to pork loin and covered it in flour, then beaten eggs, and panko. I deep fried it in 350 Fahrenheit oil until it reached about 130 Fahrenheit, and then let it rest, which brought it up perfectly to medium rare. These next sandos were prepared pretty much the same as the previous,
Oh god.
except I used chicken and ham this time. The chicken sando was cooked until 165 and also has the same exact toppings as the last one. This ham adopted some children from the chicken and has katsu sauce. This next sando needed a special ingredient which makes a chewy fish cake patty, but I absolutely could not find it in the market. So we're just gonna make it out of 100% shrimp. I scored shrimp in a crosshatch pattern on both sides and combined their corpses to make a mega shrimp patty. Then I added some salt and pepper. I did whatever it took to keep these shrimp together, dredging it in the flour, egg, and panko. And then I deep fried it at 375 Fahrenheit until it turned golden brown. Afterwards, I made Japanese tartar sauce by adding mayo, chopped pickles, chopped onions, black pepper, lemon juice, Japanese mustard, and salt. Then I mashed an unborn chicken into it. This final one is the ultimate konbini store sando. Okay, to tell you the truth, there are a lot more sandwiches, but we pretty much made all the base fillings for every sandwich out there. The rest are just different combinations of what was already made.
Nice.
I tried building the Supreme Overlord sandwich, but it toppled over and I had to cry a little bit.
Time to finally try all of them. This one makes me so happy. Alright, top sandwich, katsu sando. Worst sandwich is ham katsu. Tell me what you want to do me to I don't know what to say, goodbye.
Don't worry, I didn't waste all the bread crust. I made bread pudding with it.